All right, it's been a little while since I did the last fishing report, but it's getting winter, so sometimes conditions kind of stay pretty consistent, tough. So, well, here we go. The other thing is stay tuned until I get done babbling on about the fishing. I got a little fishing tip to show you and tell you about. So here's our carrot to watch the whole report. Anyways, starting out with Salmon River. It's been typical December fishing. Slow. It's the bottom end of the river's been fishing down at the Douglas and Salmon Run. That's still ticking along pretty well. It's been fishing pretty good. A lot of brown, steelhead down in that way. The middle of the river has been very hit and miss. The other day, Ricky did a float, and they didn't touch a fish from the Altmar Pineville Run. So there's very few fish in there. It seems to be there's a couple of fish like Schoolhouse, maybe in that area, and that's about it. And then the fly zones. The fly zones are full of fish. It is fishing very well. So it looks like we've got a story of fishing very good on the bottom of the river and fishing pretty good on the top of the river, with very hit and miss in between. Unfortunately, the fly zones are busy. There's a lot of people in there fishing, so you kind of gotta be patient and fish that. It seems to be the afternoons fishing a lot better. People get tired, they quit. Plus, that the afternoons has been fishing very well. Anyways, this time of year, that's normal for December. With Western New York, same thing. Midday fishing. We got a slug of water earlier in the week with some heavy rains. That brought everything up. We had a really good flow. That's been fishing right along about like it has been. We got to cover a bunch of water. We're still finding some great fish. Nothing too exciting, just typical December fishing. A lot of the browns are done spawning. They're starting to pool up. We're starting to see some post-spawn behavior. The swinging white zonkers is working really good. So we're seeing a lot of streamer fishing starting to take off there with the post-spawn brown trout. Water flows out in Western New York are good still. We're still getting canal supplementation. I do not know how much longer that's going to last. Probably the next couple of weeks we're going to see that go away. And hopefully things are getting wet enough and we're getting enough snow and rain that we can keep the creeks healthy. Water flows for the Salmon River. We actually got up to a whole whopping 500 CFS release. It sounds like a lot, and if we've been through the whole fall with 185, we now got 500 release, so it sounds like a lot, but for this time of the year it's not. We've had traditionally some big water flows, but still 500 is nice water. I'm surprised that we don't have more fish moving with this water than we do, but it's good water. We can drift, run the boats, plus it gives us a lot more options. Hopefully those fish will shake out from the lower river and start spreading out to the river. That could happen anytime. Very typical. Flies, if you're in the bottom end of the river, Douglas and Salmon Run area, we've been doing really well swinging flies. Small, keep them right around 2.5, 3.5 inches, mini intruders, hobo space, woolly buggers, stuff like that. First thing in the morning, sometimes the fish are a little bit chilly from the cold temperature drop overnight. And we've been working under indicators and egg flies down there. The egg bite's been pretty decent down through there. So you want to maybe try eggs in the morning, then shift over to swinging as the late morning, early afternoon. Upriver, it's some eggs. Looks like that egg bite from that water pulse is winding down. A lot of stonefly nymphs been working really well. We've been working under an indicator, controlling our drift, controlling our depth, but the nymph bite is on in the fly zones. So that's definitely what's going on there. I wouldn't be surprised that when we start getting some fish building up in some of the upper pools outside the fly zones, we're going to see the nymph bite become very important in there too. That's primarily what's going on with the fishing. Now, fishing report. I got my spay rod, cool tube fly in the end. And we're dealing with cold water. A lot of times we're dealing with water temperatures 36, 38 right now. And very often we could be having, from the day before all night, water temperature drops. So what that does is that just slows these fish down, puts them tight to the bottom. One of the ways you can do it is this rod is rigged with a Skagit driver. I don't know, maybe have Rick zoom in on it. Get it on here. It's an intermediate sink. Is the Skagit driver head. And in this particular case, I think I got T11 for a tip. What that intermediate sink driver head does on the Skagit, and I think they make them in Scandies too, is it cuts down below the surface. And we get in like 500 CFS on the Salmon River and some of the bigger flows. Your surface current can have a lot of conversion currents and can be a little fast. This will drop down below those currents, what I call confused currents, different current speeds. Get below that, and it does two things. One, it'll keep a cleaner swing, but plus it can really slow the swing down. So as your fly comes across, or the fly swims with all the soft material in here, it can come alive and it can just hang in that water, almost like a hot shot behind a drift boat. So you get a very slow swing, let the current work on all that soft material, let that fly come alive and let it just hang there just off the bottom as it just slowly creeps and swings. And that can very often trigger a predatory response off the steelhead and get a grab. So slow your swing down. Use these intermediate Skagit driver heads and just swing as slow as you can, as low as you can without dragging on the bottom. So that's my fishing tip. So once again, we're going to have some more videos coming, some fly time videos, some gear videos, some fishing videos. So as always, hit that little subscribe button please, and don't forget the bell icon to notify you when stuff pops up. And we'll have more fishing tips for the end of these fishing reports. So until then folks, thanks for watching, and keep the comments coming and tell me what you'd like to see for fly time videos. Okay.
This is Jay at JPEG Guides and Lost River Fishing. We are a year-round fly fishing catch and release guide service. We fish the Lake Ontario tributaries, and then during the spring and the summer we also fish the inland trout streams, classic dry fly fishing. During the heat of the summer we will do the warm water fishing for bass and pike. If you're interested in any of our outings or have any questions, please feel free to email us at fish@lostriversfishing.com. Hope to hear from you, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us.